This is one that everybody always asks about, and this is hydrangea. And hydrangea is a deciduous, so you would prune anywhere from winter through spring. It is not a spring blooming. It blooms on new growth from old wood, actually. So if you prune them really hard, you may be cutting off the budwood. Some of the newer varieties, however, are rebloomers, and they bloom on old wood and new wood, okay, which are nice, okay. But, so what and when do you do with a hydrangea? I recommend waiting till spring, unless you just think it's too trashy looking, you want to clean it up ahead of time. That's your choice. The problem with doing it ahead of time is you still tend to have a little bit of dieback in a hydrangea over the winter, okay? So if you do it in the spring, you get it all at one time. If you do it in the fall, you may have to clean up again in the spring, or if you're inclined to do so. So the first thing you've got to do is look for the dead, okay? This guy's kind of crisscrossed around a little bit. So again, if you're not sure, scrape it. It's a little hard to tell on that, looks like it's dead, doesn't it? That felt like it too. Okay, so you're not sure, scrape, green, and that's dead. Is this whole thing dead? There's a little green in that. So the stuff that's crisscrossing out, anything that's dead, you want to cut it out, okay? And then you want to try to take some of this little twiggy stuff out. It isn't doing much anyways. And you're going to clean it up a little. Okay, so that's still green, but do I want it? Okay, so you need to pick and choose. I like to leave the heavier canes for the most part. This guy's, let's see, we had a die back here, so we're going to prune that at least.
Where do hydrangeas grow the best? Like in the area of the yard? Do they like
Part shade.
part shade? Okay.
They'll take deep shade. The deeper the shade, the more blooms are inhibited. So they do need light for the bloom, but they will grow fine there. But the one thing with hydrangeas is think of the name, hydrangea, first 5 letters, hydrate. Hydrate is water. They like water.
Okay.
So wherever you put them, they're going to need water.
Okay.
And because they like water so much, it takes 2 years to establish them. So you plant them now, we don't care when you plant them. This summer, you're going to have to water them when it's hot and dry. Be fine. Next summer comes around again, you're going to see it wilt again. You'll have to water through next summer, and after that, it should be established well enough to depend on itself. Okay, but those first 2 years, it'll probably need help in the summertime. So, but anyways, so you look through here and you take, so this one's curving back, so I'm going to take that out. Okay, and so you just basically you hand select. You evaluate everything as you go. There's things that are all kicking around and stuff like that. I'll take some of this stuff out, crisscrossing, duplicate stuff, and stuff that's just dragging the ground, things like that. A lot of times I'll take all that out. Things like this is dragging down low. We're going to try to clean some of that kind of stuff up. This is going one side, if I get to it, one side to the other, so we're going to pull some of that out. We've got a cluster of branches in here, some of which has got some dead, some of which doesn't. Oops, got a little something extra there, didn't I? Oh well, get them all.
Good thing it wasn't a finger, huh?
Yeah, good thing it wasn't a finger. Okay, now, this branch here, this is an older branch, but it's got some dieback in it. It's also had a lot of branching, okay? So I'm going to take it back somewhere. Let's to that one. Okay, so let's take it back to this first branch here. And see, once it's in the spring too, you'll find that the live buds start swelling, makes them easier to spot. So then it's easier to know how far you want to prune. So, but you'll do this, and you're going to go through and select out all this junk stuff.
It's okay to prune back past the live bud.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, say for example, you got this big tall branch here and it's got live buds all the way up here, but that bud, it needs balancing, okay? That branch needs to cut back. So I'm gonna take this guy back down to probably about here and let it spread out from here. Now, I could go harder on that, but then I may be cutting off the blooms for that bud, so. But that's kind of what you do, you balance it a little. So this one I'd balance a little, take it back. And once I finish cleaning it all out, I want to have it a general size and shape that's acceptable. So So that's kind of what you do with hydrangeas.